Good afternoon, everyone. It's pretty windy and I forgot to put the windscreen on my GoPro, so hopefully you can hear me all right. We didn't get off to a good start. Got about 250 yards from the car and realized I left the camera in the car. So we just backtracked and picked it up. I'm on my way down to a conference in Las Vegas. I stopped to get a quick shed hunt in, and I do mean quick. I have 2 hours basically to hike, so that's not very long. We'll have to get lucky to find anything, but you certainly won't find it if we don't get out, right? So thanks for coming along. I'll flip this around, kind of show what I'm hiking through. So we're going to give it 2 hours, see if we can stumble across something. Wish us luck. Been right about an hour, so we've reached our turnaround point. Easy walking, just little rolling hills, not much elevation gain at all. I mean, I've got a little bit now, but actually it's been a really easy hike. You see the freeway out over there, and I don't know if you can see the car reflecting in the sun, but I can see it on the top of that ridge over there. So I'm gonna loop around, not walk the exact same line I came over, obviously, so hopefully I can maybe get lucky and turn something up on the way back. Good thing for this breeze, it's hot. It's low 90s, but the breeze makes it pretty nice. Well, we got a BLM survey stake. See these from time to time when you're out tromping around. I always think it's cool to come across them. 1969 it says on the top. Just make my way back to the car. I would guess I'm probably a mile away is all. Getting pretty close. So still no sheds. I mean, a fair amount of sign. I wouldn't say a ton of sign, but there's been a fair amount. See if we can get this dragonfly for you. Oh, there he goes. I'm back up in the mountains of Cache Valley. The earlier part of this video, when I was on my way down to Vegas, was down in Beaver County. And right after I got the camera put away and everything shoved away in my trunk, an unmarked pickup truck pulled up. The guy rolled down his window, motioned me over. As I was walking over, I could see all the computers set up in his truck, so I knew it was law enforcement of some kind. And he said, "Has anybody run through here?" I thought he meant on a vehicle. I said, "Has anybody driven through here?" He goes, "No, literally, has anyone run through here?" Apparently there was a traffic stop on the interstate just below of where I was hiking. And when they initiated the traffic stop, the suspect fled, jumped out of the car, jumped the fence. And it was probably only 3/4 of a mile from the highway to the little dirt road that I was parked on. And then probably about 1.5 to 2 mile stretch north-south. So basically I was in that same little area hiking that a suspect was hanging out and hiding in. So it just reinforces why I always carry a firearm with me. I had a firearm with me on that hike. I never go in the mountains without a firearm. And it's not always for the four-legged creatures. It's because of things like that. You just never know who you're gonna run up into in the mountains. So anyway, I don't know if they ever caught the guy or not. I had to get back on the road and left. But that was the first part of my excitement on that trip. And then I stopped at a little gas station to get gas. Probably 10 minutes back on the interstate, so not very far at all. And I'm getting my gas, and then at the pump, one aisle over next to me, all of a sudden I just hear the biggest crash and bang you can hear. And I look over and the guy getting gas next to me had left the pump in his gas tank and tried to drive off. And that pump jerked out of his gas tank and came flying back and hit that gas pump so hard it put a huge dent in the side of it. So I had a pretty exciting about 30 to 40 minute window on that trip. Anyway, today we're back up in Cache Valley. You see the leaves are just starting to turn up high. There's some reds over there through that crack. A couple of reds up high at the cliffs. Some reds up there, so it's just starting to turn. But I'm grouse hunting today. It's the first hunt of any kind for an animal that I've been on this year. The wind is blowing. I normally do not have good luck at all in the wind grouse hunting. I don't have a dog. So when I grouse hunt, a lot of how I hunt them is by sound. I'll just get in these thick stands of pines and just be still and listen. Listen for them walking, listen for them cooing. And with this wind, I'm not going to hear that. But my small game license expires tomorrow. I pulled it out of my wallet to look at, and it expires tomorrow. So even though today's conditions aren't good, I knew if I wanted to go this weekend, I had to go today until I can get a new license ordered. So anyway, that's a long way of saying thanks for joining me on this grouse hunt. Hopefully we can shoot at least one bird. If so, I'm going to make teriyaki grouse kebabs. I think you guys will really like this recipe. It's delicious. So hopefully we can get at least one bird in the bag so you guys can see it. Thanks for coming along. All right, guys, got our first bird tree. Let's see if we can go there and get a shot. Yeah, see where it went. Looked like it was a hit. Obviously not a kill shot. I'm gonna work our way underneath that tree where he flew off to and finish him off. Drop down and pick up that shell I just dropped. I'm gonna turn this off so I don't make him seasick while I'm going down there to get over there. Well, the update is I've been sitting here, standing here, kneeling here, laying here, looking up into the tops of these trees for so long I got vertigo watching them sway against the clouds. So that grouse is either in that pine right there, the pine to the left of it, or this one right here above me. And I just can't honestly tell. I watched the video again. He flew into that tree, but it could have been through that tree right there. I just couldn't tell. So, but I'm gonna do everything I can to recover this bird, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna keep looking. You know, you always want to learn something from a situation like this. I did not bring my binoculars. I don't usually bring them on a grouse hunt, but I sure wish I had them, because then I could just pick these trees apart. You know, I could start halfway up and just go branch by branch. And unfortunately, I don't have them, so I'm just trying to find it with my naked eye. It's a little better now, the lighting. A minute ago, the white clouds were directly behind it, and it was dark, and so the white clouds were making me squint, and I really couldn't see very well in the trees, but I got a little better window now, so wish me luck. Hopefully we can get this thing recovered. Well, that's about the worst thing that can happen, guys. And that just goes against everything that I believe in as a hunter. I'm sure you guys can relate. I'd rather not see an animal and never pull the trigger than to wound one and not recover it. I spent about 2 hours at the base of those trees, looking every possible angle I could think of. I ended up hiking up higher so I could get kind of over the top and look, I mean, not really down into the trees, but look more level. I did that for about 45 minutes and came back down, circled around those trees for another hour. I mean, so altogether I've got right 3.5 to 4 hours. I just don't see where that grouse is. You know, I'd love to think it was a miss, but the reality is usually when you shoot at those grouse and they're up in a tree like that, they don't move. They're dumb birds. They just sit up there. So the fact that he flew off, I'm pretty sure was a hit, but not a lethal one. And you know, it doesn't matter if it's a big game animal. I wounded a deer years ago that I never recovered, and to this day I still think about it. I just hate it, and I don't like it anymore when it's a bird or a rabbit or anything else. You know, the only reason that I hunt is to eat it. And so anyway, lesson learned. A couple lessons. One, I mean, the shot was a good shot in the sense that I didn't rush it. It wasn't a long shot. The bird was, you know, pretty open on that limb it was sitting on. The only thing I don't think I considered was the wind. It was really windy, as you can tell now. It's actually finally died down. So anyway, the kicker is, this is the exact same little trail that I did my grouse fajitas video on last fall, where I shot a couple grouse, but one of them, if you remember on that video, stuck in the tree. I mean, I know exactly where it was. I could see it, but when it died, it just kind of sunk right in the crotch of a tree, and I could not get it out. So this little drainage has not been kind to me for recovering grouse, but there's a lot of grouse in here. That's why I come up here. Anyway, I'm gonna head home and get cleaned up, and then we're gonna draw the winner for the 700 subscriber giveaway. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up next. We'll also do the minute on the mountain and the channel shout out. Thanks for coming along, everybody. Sure appreciate you. All right, let's get this thing wrapped up. So first thing that we want to do is announce the 2 winners for the 700 subscriber giveaway. I had 25 comments. Well, I had a lot more than 25 comments, but 25 of you guys put in there the title of the video for the recipe that you'd most want to try, and that's what I'd asked you to do for that particular contest. So there's 25 comments. I've got the random number generator here, 1 through 25. I'm going to hit that. And it is 6. Hopefully you can see that. I'm kind of doing this blind. So let me start from the bottom and find the 6th comment that mentioned the title of the video that they'd most want to try. All right, number 6 is Raul Garcia Fishing and Outdoors. So Raul Garcia Fishing and Outdoors, congrats, man. You won the grand prize. That was the first drawing. That is the Mini Sawyer water filtration system, Minute on the Mountain hat. So if you can please email me your address, and you can send that to minuteonthemountain@gmail.com. and then I'll get those shipped out to you. And now let's look for winner number 2. So we're going to change our number on the generator to 1 to 24, since Raul is not eligible for this one. And I'm going to hit generate, and that came out at 3. So let me go back here and we'll find number 3. All right, and then number 3 is The Funk in Connecticut. I've seen him comment on, he or she, I guess, I've seen them comment on a few of my videos. So The Funk in Connecticut, congratulations. You won the other prize, which is the Zippo refillable hand warmer, and then the Hunter Orange Minute on the Mountain hat. So congrats to you guys. Same thing for you, Mr. Funk. If you'll do me a favor, email me your address to minuteonthemountain@gmail.com. Then I'll get those shipped out to you. Thank you to everybody else who participated in the giveaway, and we'll do another one when we hit 750. So help me get there. If you haven't subbed yet, hit that subscribe button, and when we get to 750, we'll do our next video. 2 other quick things before we wrap up this video. The channel shout out, the channel that I want to shout out is WadeFisher Outdoors. WadeFisher Outdoors. I'll put a link in the description. He's got a lot of great fishing videos, other outdoor videos as well. In fact, he just posted a really cool video with some fish he caught and a huge spider from when he was out fishing. So I'll put a link in the description for that. And then lastly, the Minute on the Mountain is a theme that I've talked about a little bit before, but not this particular verse. It comes from Psalm 104, verse 24. It says, "How many are your works, O Lord? In wisdom you made them all. The earth is full of your creatures." You know, most everybody who watches this channel loves the outdoors, because I love the outdoors. All the content is outdoor related. And certainly I often feel as close to God when I'm outdoors as anytime. But I just want to remind us again to make sure we're not worshiping the creation. We should be worshiping the Creator. So as amazing as all of nature is and all that's around us and all its beauty, the God who created that is more amazing. And that God wants a personal relationship with you. He invites us to know him on a personal level through his son, Jesus Christ. So if you have any questions about that, man, shoot me an email or leave a message. We'd love to talk with you about that. But let's make sure this week that we're worshiping the Creator, not the creation. Thanks for coming along, guys. God bless you. Hope you have a good rest of your week.